Hello and welcome to the Sideline Live podcast. My name is Orla Keeling and I am the host of the podcast, where every week we bring you a brand new episode with guests ranging from Olympic champions to local heroes, coaches, support staff, and anybody involved in the world of sport. Each week we will dive into different topics, including current affairs in sport, identity, skill, mindset, coaching, and also shine a light on those flying under the radar. So tune in every week for brand new episodes, new stories, and new insights you've never heard before. Okay, delighted to be joined by Ireland's biggest signing, or one of our new biggest signings, college basketball, Emma Tolan. Emma, it's been a mad couple of weeks for you.
Orla, thanks for having me. It's been hectic the last few weeks, but really excited going to Oklahoma in the end of August, I think. So has been a bit mad, but yeah, really happy overall.
What's life like at the moment? You're kind of preparing for Euros. You've got probably your finished up college exams in DCU and maybe hopefully enjoying a bit of summer maybe?
I've kind of been relaxing with the off season, but obviously the under 20s is now getting a bit busy. We're training every weekend, and then obviously I have to do a bit of training by myself. So yeah, I've just been enjoying summer, before it all kind of takes off at the end of summer.
When did this become a reality? It's not something that you managed to keep it under wraps for a while anyway.
I suppose it all kind of happened kind of quickly. It was only really in the last few weeks that it came up, and I decided I'd go. Kieran Quinn, he was a massive help. He kind of got in contact with us, and then he supported us throughout, and then kind of decided. So it's not something that I've been planning to do for a long, long time, but it all kind of came at the one time, and I decided I better go.
Yeah, I think the first thing that came to my head was I don't think I've ever said the sentence from Cavan to the SEC before, and I didn't expect I would. What was like growing up in Cavan? Was college basketball on your radar?
It wasn't like obviously it's definitely something in the back of my mind, but I was kind of happy to stay at home. But I always said if the right opportunity came along, I'd have to go for it. So when this came, I said I'd be silly not to, and it is something I'd really be excited about doing. So I suppose it definitely was something in the back of my mind throughout the whole time.
Were you kind of growing up watching Adele and other people going to the States and kind of helping you realise there is an opportunity, there's a pathway even, not just an opportunity?
Yeah, definitely. I suppose Adele was one of the main people that did go over, and she did her 4 years there. And there has been plenty of other people that have kind of shown us that it is possible for Irish people to do well over in the States. So those people definitely are inspiring and just show you that we can all do it too. So
You've had a lot of family influence as well, close to home. I know there's a relative or something that's really an accomplished sports person.
so I think the mom's second cousin, he's really big into the handball, and he's won loads of world championships and All Ireland. So he's big into sport, and then my sisters as well, they both play the basketball and the football. So they've been a big influence as well throughout my sporting journey so far.
And how did you balance both growing up? I know you're a minor All Ireland winner with Cavan as well, so plenty of talent on both the pitch and the court.
It was always not too difficult to balance the two of them, as I suppose I was really lucky with the coaches I had. They kind of allowed me to like miss one sport for the other. But I think it was actually really helpful in the long term playing both sports, because of like fitness wise, coordination, like a lot of skills transferred over. So I did think it was really good to keep the two of them up for as long as I did. And no, I really enjoyed playing both at the same time.
There's focusing on ladies football for a second in Cavan. Like there is a bit of a Cavan rising feel to ladies football in the county at the moment. Obviously, a number of underage titles, including one you won yourself over the last couple of years.
I suppose there's a really good crop of players coming through there. I think there's some girls that I would have played with. They have like five Ulsters and two All Irelands, which is just crazy to think about. Over the last 5 years that they've played, they've won that much. And then the senior team, they're all getting they're all filtering into that team now. So they're going well in the intermediate. They won the intermediate Ulster this year. So I think It is exciting times for ladies football in Cavan, and I think there will be more coming from that perspective.
And how did you balance? You mentioned kind of extra training there in terms of playing county and playing Irish teams and trying to fit in your extra training. Like that must have been hard to do as well.
Yeah, I suppose it kind of was difficult, but I found it wasn't too bad because I was training so much that I didn't need to do like extra fitness work or stuff. So, when I had to go do my own training, it was more just like skills and shooting and stuff. So I was able to really focus in on them things and pay more attention to there rather than having to get conditioning right because I had that from the football and stuff. So it actually all worked out well.
How do you explain Gaelic football when you're talking to a college basketball coach?
Um, I don't know, maybe a mix of soccer and I don't even know. It is a weird sport, but they probably haven't seen much of it. But it is a great sport, yeah.
Are they aware that you're like, does that come into the conversation at all that you play another sport and it's probably beneficial or anything? Or
I think yeah, they did know that I played Gaelic football. I think Kieran had told them that that was why I was so tough and stuff. So they did know that, but yeah, they were happy enough that that was in my past and stuff.
yeah, I think yourself and Grace are both underage All Ireland winners, so we'll have to get an SEC Gaelic football tournament going for the two of you. What's it like? Like the two of you announced on the same day that you were going to. I know Grace announced her shortlist as well before, but that must be pretty cool. Two of you obviously been good friends as well off the court.
Yeah, look, I've known Grace a long, long time through the basketball, and we've always been really good friends over the last few years, and we've played many a times together and against each other as well. So it is, I'm really proud of her, and she's going to do amazing stuff over there. It is just so nice to know that there's someone that I can talk to about it as well, and she'd be going through similar stuff. So it is really comforting as well.
Were you trying to time the announcements? Were you like, I'll go first, you go second, or
No, it just so happened, I think the day that I announced it, then Texas announced it for her. So she was like, I have to post it. I was like, yes, go ahead. It was just funny how it all worked out on the same day. Like,
yeah, no, I think he's are part of the 7 day span that kind of just broke the Irish basketball community, kind of internet. What's it like coming from a family with like you're so heavily involved in the club? I know your dad's like the chairman of Cavan Eagles as well.
yeah, so dad is chairman and then the two girls both play. So it has always been like really enjoyable. I think because our club is so like much smaller and it's a smaller community, I think there already was that family feel to it. And then the fact that our family is so involved, it just made it that much more enjoyable, like playing with the girls. And then dad had done so much work behind the scenes. So like whenever we'd win stuff, it was always like extra pride to do it for him in a kind of way.
Remember when you joined the National League, you nearly won the league and got promoted in the first year. Like, was that just kind of a shock to the system of, oh, we're probably trying to find our feet in the National League, and then you're like, oh God, we might win this thing.
Yeah, I suppose we really weren't expecting the first year to go up and nearly do as well as we did. Because it was such a big jump to what we'd been playing just in our local league up in the northeast. The National League was a big step up. So we are really happy with how that first year went. Obviously we didn't get promoted that year, and then last year we kind of had it we didn't go as well, and then this year we did finally get promoted, so we were really delighted to finally get there in the end. So they'll be playing the Super League now next year.
The arena, the kind of venue, I didn't want to call it arena. I think it's like I don't know what it is during the day, but I know you have a really nice floor. It's one of the nicest floors in the country and one of the biggest crowds, particularly at National League level, probably Super League now as well. What's it like, the perception of basketball in Cavan?
I suppose it's funny because basketball never really been a big sport in Cavan. So then when the people in Cavan see it getting bigger, like there's a lot of young kids that want to start joining up, and the club has grown a lot since then. But it's funny then when in the basketball Ireland community people are like, oh Cavan, like they would never have heard of it before. And it kind of is always a joke within like our teams being like, oh, you're from Cavan, like, and that kind of a way. But no, it is definitely getting bigger in Cavan, which is good.
What's it like then, like going from Cavan to, I was saying to you, like before we recorded, Sports Illustrated quoted the Anglo Celt as a reference for you to be signed. Like the perception in Cavan of you going to America or the understanding of it, do they have a concept of it?
Yeah, so I think they do know that it is going to be like a massive difference, but I suppose it's hard for people in Virginia to understand like why I'd go, and then it's kind of hard to explain, but they do understand that it is such a big opportunity, and everyone's just really delighted.
You did a year, was it in DCU before now?
Yeah, so I did a year studying PE and biology in DCU.
Very good. So was that kind of, were you taking the year to kind of figure it out, or was it more just you wanted to kind of stay in Ireland and play a bit of football and see where the basketball took you?
Yeah, so I was kind of content to stay in Ireland and study in DCU and stuff. Um, so then when this opportunity came, I said I better go. So I'm just transferring over from DCU now. But yeah.
And what's the conversation like with the coaches, like in terms of going over and accepting it? Like, did you get to visit or anything like that?
No, I didn't get to visit because it happened so quick. So they've already kind of started getting together over there. So the coaches were happy enough to let me stay at home and play with the Irish under 20 team. And then I'll just join them for the pre-season at the end of August.
And have you spoken much to your teammates or anything like that, or connected with them online?
I've had a Zoom call with the teammates and they all seem really, really nice, which is really comforting going in. And yeah, I've spoken to them all online and they all seem like lovely girls. So it's exciting.
What are you doing now to prepare? I know you said you've kind of your own kind of training as well on top of everything else you're doing.
Yeah, so my own training and then the under 20s as well is also keeping me ticking over. So just a bit of shooting and fitness work and all that kind of good stuff.
You mentioned before you were tough as well, and you kind of didn't want to say it, but you are very tough and you're relentless on the court. Where do you think that comes from, Emma?
I suppose it kind of does come from the Gaelic football side of things. You know, it's a more physical sport than basketball, so probably sometimes it could have been my worst enemy with foul trouble and stuff over the years, but it can have like good and bad to it as well. But I think I've gotten better with the foul trouble recently, so not too
That's
bad.
yeah, that's fair. You also have a quite a confidence and composure when you play. Like where does that come from?
Um, I don't know. You see, sometimes I wouldn't necessarily say I'm the most confident, but composure wise, I would say that I just like relax into the game and like always be like the next play and not get too stressed out if things aren't going well and just try and focus on the next play and keep that mindset.
Do you think that's your biggest strength, or is potentially your rebounding outweigh that?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
Fair enough, fair enough. I was looking up online. The Lloyd Noble Centre has 10,500 seats. That's quite the upgrade from the Virginia Show Centre. What's that like? Just seeing the size of the campus and all the stuff online, the SEC, the big lights.
Yeah, it's definitely incredible to see. Like it is obviously a wee bit daunting, but it's more exciting. Like to think that I could go and play in front of a crowd that big is just like what like how is that possible? Like going from the wee show centre in Virginia out to that big of a stadium is just it is a bit mad to think about.
Yeah. Have you thought about much kind of off the court what life would be like in the city there and kind of what's around the campus and stuff?
Yeah, so the campus seems really good. So I can go and explore there and then I think it's about 25 minutes from Oklahoma City, so I can get like buses in and out of there and explore a bit.
Go to a few Thunder games.
Yeah, exactly.
I was looking online. There was a good reception. It was quite funny seeing yourself and Grace being announced, and these comments from these super fans of the colleges being like, "Welcome home." Like they've never been.
Yeah, literally.
What's it like going into a program that's like I was looking online, ranked seventh going into this season, knocked out of the Sweet 16 by UConn. Eventually, won the title. If you were to face them again, you've got another player in Gandhi that is an Irish player now at UConn. What's it like joining a program you're going to play? I even saw you're playing Kentucky away. Like it's kind of cool to be in these big brands of basketball, not just the big storied programs, but the overall global brand, really.
Yeah, no, it definitely is incredible. To think that you could be playing some of the top teams that you've always heard about growing up and stuff. So it is a bit of a shock, but it is something like really amazing to take in. And obviously Gandhi's starting UConn, which is also amazing. So it definitely is an incredible feeling to know that that's what I'm heading into and that's what's ahead. But yeah, it's really exciting.
Have you spoken about your role within the team, or is that a conversation for when you get over there?
Not fully yet. So I'd say once I get a few trainings over me over there, so then and then we'll see.
Very good. The other thing I want to talk about as well was just kind of balancing the football and the basketball, the kind of mental side of it. How do you stay so like in terms of burnout? How do you stay so fresh with it? You know, you've played for an Irish team for now a couple of years. That's every summer. That's kind of grueling with the travelling and all the training. Just staying fresh mentally, and how do you keep going?
I think staying so fresh mentally just comes from enjoying it. And also I found that like being so friendly with your teammates like that always really helps. Especially the Irish tournaments can like over in the Euros it can be really tough. But having those people that are going through the same experiences and being able to talk to them and then also have a laugh with them on the side of the court. So that always definitely helps from the mental aspect.
What advice would you give any kids that want to go play Irish basketball or college basketball?
I would definitely say try and get involved in the Irish team, in the Irish setups. And when you're at those trials, not to be nervous or scared, but to like make it your own and be as loud as possible. And obviously practice as well, like by yourselves at home, like outside of team training, to get as much shots up and practice as much as possible.
In terms of Neve and or Neve and Kira, what are they going to do now with you gone?
I don't know. They were a wee bit upset to see me go, but I'm sure they'll be fine. They have the Super League to look forward to, which I'm sure they'll find as a challenge coming in as the new team. But they're really looking forward to it, and they definitely will do well there with John as well as coach. And then they have the football also to keep them busy. So
But they might
yeah,
they might sneak a trip in maybe over to see you.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, they're looking at us already.
Is it tricky to get to?
I don't think so. I think it's like you fly into Dallas and then like either a 2.5 hour drive or you can get a connecting flight. So
Very good. In terms of beyond this season, I've focused a lot on college basketball, but what would you like to achieve in your career? You're still only like 19, so you've so much ahead of yourself. What would you like to achieve over the next 15, 20 years?
oh God, that's a long time. Obviously finish out college basketball and hopefully we do well there and then probably join the Irish senior women's team and get a few games and play with some of those amazing players. And then obviously shorter term, do well with the under 20s this year and next year. And then maybe come back to football when I'm done in college as well. Um and play with my club and stuff.
Brilliant. Win a few more All Irelands maybe.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah. Come here, we're going to move on to the sideline seven. It's the same seven questions at the end of every episode. I don't get the sense you're a quotes woman, Emma, but do you have a
No.
favourite quote?
It's fairly basic, but I would say work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. I think it's a good mindset to have because you could have all the talent in the world, but if you're not willing to do the extra work outside, then it's not much good then.
Very good. What's the best sporting event you've been to? You can pick one as a fan and one as a player.
Oh, as a fan, I would probably say when I was younger, I remember being taken out of school to go up and watch the local schools, Virginia College, they were playing the under 19 girls All Ireland final. So Aoife Maguire and Keir Brady were both playing and they ended up winning, which was like the atmosphere was just incredible because no one really expected Virginia College to win. So yeah, I think that would be my favourite because I was taken out of school to go watch. Um and then as a player. Um, Probably similar to that, we won when we won one of our first school All Irelands. I remember it was against a Cork team. I think Michelle Ugo was playing, and we were all like panicking, like, "Oh my God, how are any of us going to mark her? Like, we don't stand a chance. No one really expects us to win." And half the school was there to support us, and we ended up winning. So that was probably one of my favorites as a player.
What's it like then? I know you how many All Ireland skills titles do you have?
I think it's five.
What was it like going from like a first year being taken out to go watch the girls to then win five of them? Just not a bother to you.
Yeah, it was kind of funny, like it was kind of full circle moment when we won our first one, like going to watch them and then doing it ourselves. So it was a really like we were all so delighted when it did happen.
Question three: what's the biggest setback or challenge so far in your career, and how did you react to it?
I suppose I've been lucky enough I haven't had many setbacks because I haven't been injured or anything like that, thank God. Um, but it's suppose it's more of a challenge was probably the foul trouble that I used to always get into. It was a struggle for a while, but I definitely think I've gotten better and I'm definitely not as likely to fail as much. So that was probably a bit of a challenge.
Very fair. On the flip side, then your biggest achievement on or off the court slash pitch.
I'd say maybe our season this year with National League. We went unbeaten, and then to finally get promoted to Super League, we were all so delighted. Because a lot of work went into it throughout the last, not just this year, but the last 3 years. So probably this season in the National League, I'd say.
Question 5 is advice to your 18-year-old self. You're only 19, so maybe, I don't know, if you want to go a bit younger, what advice would you give younger Emma?
Um, Probably just to not worry about mistakes or anything like that, and not just dwell on them too much, and just forget about it, move on, learn from it, and just to not overthink them kind of silly little things.
Very good. Question 6, your dream dinner guest and why?
Um, I'd probably say Caitlin Clark, because I just think it would be so interesting to hear from her and how she deals with all the media stuff around her and her as a person. I just think she would be really interesting to talk to.
Question 7, if your life was a book, what chapter would this be called?
Probably I'd say probably New Beginnings, because I know it's cliche, but it is new beginnings for me, so probably that, yeah.
Amazing. Well, looking forward to watching you begin your college career this coming season in Oklahoma. Emma, thanks for joining me.
Thanks, Orla.